when I was in school, I was a pretty likable kid, like nothing crazy going on. Maybe I made a few too many racist jokes here and there, but I was a funny kid. I was a likable kid. Got along with everyone. No enemies. I was just a good kid, right? I was a good kid throughout school. But something happened during school that drastically changed my life moving forward. And I don't mean to be a drama queen. Like obviously, it's not that big of a deal, really. But when I was at the end of year eight, before year nine, I moved house. I moved house. I moved to a complete different area of the country. I actually grew up in Yorkshire. I grew up in Hull, East Yorkshire. And then in year nine, start of year nine, I moved to the Midlands. I moved to Nottingham. And then as a result of that, I moved school. Now, because I moved school and I had a really good friends group back in Beverley, that's where I used to live, back in Beverley Grammar School. I had a really good group of friends. We used to play out all the time. We used to go out and do fun stuff, like actually in the real world. And then as soon as I moved house, I lost that because I lost all my friends, and I was obviously being a drama queen back then. But the only way for me to still talk to my friends and still get that, still communicate with them, still stay in touch with my old friends from Beverly was through Xbox. It was through video games. And that built a really bad habit for me that led well into my early adult years. And to be honest, very almost ruined my life. I'd come home from school. I wouldn't really care about socializing or anything like that because all I wanted to do is just come home from school, turn on my Xbox, and speak to all my old friends from Beverly. Rather than making new friends and going out and doing things with new people, no, I just wanted to turn on my Xbox and play Call of Duty with my old friends from Beverly. And then as time went on, okay, now I've upgraded to a PS4. Okay, now I'm playing GTA. Now I'm spending thousands and thousands of hours playing GTA and Smite and all these super dopamine stimulating games. And that didn't just continue after school. Eventually, I stopped even talking to my friends from Beverly altogether. We fell out. I stopped talking to them. But now I'm just playing by myself. Now I'm getting into just solo gaming, playing these hardcore, stimulating games for hours and hours and hours, staying up until 3 o'clock in the morning when I should be doing college assignments. And it created a really, really bad cycle for me. I got into these really bad habits and I was living my life all focused towards pleasure. Because the thing is about our brains is we're always going to feel more motivated to do the things that that give us the most pleasure. That's how a dopamine system works. It's going to give you that motivation to do the things that you're going to get pleasure from. And what is that activity out of all of my life, out of college work, doing things productive like training and working out and stuff like that? Anything productive, what's going to give me the most stimulation? It's not going to be any of that boring shit. It's going to be playing the video games, which is designed to be as stimulating as possible for your brain. And that's how addictions come about. Not only is my brain going to seek the most pleasurable activity possible for me, but it's also going to come desensitized to it because that's how it works, right? Like let's say you're doing cocaine. You start off by doing a line of cocaine and you're out of your fucking mind. You're having a great time, right? By the way, I'm not speaking to by experience. I've never done drugs. But let's say you do cocaine, you're having a great time, and then you start doing cocaine every weekend. Eventually, it's going to get to a point where, okay, now you need to do a few lines of cocaine to like really, get that same hit. And then eventually it's going to get to the point where you've got to start doing crack cocaine because you're becoming desensitized to the drug. It's the same with video games. It started off, okay, I'd come home and it would kind of like be wholesome and I'd just play Call of Duty and have a laugh with my boys. I wasn't really try harding or anything like that. And then as it progressively got into these nerdier games, these more stimulating games, more hours, staying up until 3 o'clock in the morning, playing like super competitive lobbies and ranked games and blah blah blah, trying to be like top 10 in the world on this game and blah blah blah. And it really just led me to living a life focused on pleasure. My life, the stage where I was maybe about 17, my life literally just consisted of video games and parties. That's literally it. Video games and then going to these dirty house parties with all these trashy girls and everyone there is just doing cat. Like I had two friends groups. My friends group that was just social autists and just played video games, and my other friends group that did every drug under the sun. I had two horrible circles, and I was living my life for pleasure. And as a result of living my life for pleasure, I hated myself. Not only I hated the world, and I hated myself. Now, one of the worst emotions, in fact, the worst emotion that we can really feel towards ourselves is shame. Of course, it's got so many negative effects on you as a man, like even like physical health negatives from actually feeling the emotion of shame. And imagine living your life every single day feeling ashamed of yourself, knowing that you're leaving more on the table, knowing that you could be doing more out of your life. You know, you're not in the position that you want to be in life. You don't have the life you want to live. Your family's not taken care of. You're not taken care of. You might be working a job that you absolutely hate, or you might be in a situation right now in life that you cannot stand. You despise it, but you're not doing anything to change that position. And as men, we know if we're not living up to our potential. Deep down in our core, we know this, and that's why we feel ashamed of ourselves. And that's where those feelings of depression and those that low energy, that's where it all stems from. The feeling of shame, knowing that you're not living up to your potential. And it's a really hard cycle to get out of. So I was living my life for pleasure to the point where I can't even sit and eat my tea without having a YouTube video in front of me because I need the extra stimulation. I was well and truly fucked, to be honest. I was well and truly fucked. And it wasn't until I did something called a dopamine detox that I actually almost like regained consciousness. The fact that, it wasn't until I did a dopamine detox where I could actually just think clearly about things. Because at all times in the day when your brain is messed up from all of the pleasure, you've just got brain fog. Your brain is clouded. You're thinking about booze. You're thinking about girls. You're thinking about games. You don't actually have time to just think, like, okay, what do I want to do with my life? And what can I do? Like, let me map out some goals. Let me make a plan of how I'm actually going to better myself this year. So for me, I cut out the video games. I went hardcore dopamine detox to the point where I wouldn't even listen to music anymore. The only stimulation I got was from working out, or reading. That was it. That was literally it. Or like sun gazing or just going on a walk or something like that. I cut out like technology, music, YouTube, like literally everything. I cut it all out, and that gave me the foundation to actually heal myself, to heal my mind, to heal my self-esteem, and to just sort my shit out, to be honest. And that was the best thing I ever did. The dopamine detox is literally completely changed my life. Um, when you live a life aimed towards pleasure, you are naturally gonna start to hate yourself. When you live a life focused on your purpose, focused on bettering yourself, that's when you're gonna start to just feel proud of yourself in everyday life. And that's where you're gonna start walking around with your chest out. You're gonna start feeling like the man because you know you are the man. Because a man's priority is always focused on his mission, right? Always trying to better himself, look after the people around him, and focus on your goal. What does your heart desire? Do you want to build a business, or do you want to be the best photographer in the world, or what do you want to do? Focusing on your mission is always what's going to give us fulfillment as men. Pleasure is not. How many times do you finish playing video games and then just feel shit about yourself afterwards? How many times do you go and have casual sex and then feel shit about yourself afterwards? There's a reason why pleasure always makes us feel shit afterwards. And there's a reason why focusing on your mission, going to the gym, getting a banging workout in, always gives you a great feeling afterwards. Focusing on pleasure will ruin your life. Focusing on purpose will save it. Hope this helped, boys. Make sure to subscribe for more content like this. Just take action on this video, boys, because really, like, this stuff changed my life. I wouldn't be in the position I'm in today if I didn't identify this, analyze my situation, and make the change. So, yeah, let me know your thoughts on this in the comments. And as always, boys, keep grinding.